Ed Sheeran. Those two words will either probably give you a feeling of warm fuzziness, or perhaps instead a feeling of deep and nameless horror. I'm Greg Harradine, and on this episode of Good Art, Bad Art, I'll be discussing one of Ed Sheeran's fairly recent songs called American Town. Now, you might just have got the sense that I'm not the world's greatest Ed Sheeran fan, and you'd be right. Maybe there's something missing in me, which means I just for some reason can't appreciate his genius. Or perhaps it's because he's shit. Let's find out why I think what I do. And please disagree with me. If you're a fan, please let me know why you're a fan and why the song American Town is great. Because I'm afraid to say, to my point of view, it is an example of bad art. It's not a good song, ladies and gentlemen. Why is that? Well, I could say it's banal. I could say it's forgetful. I could say the lyrics are beyond the point of cliche. The music is as boring as, watching grass grow, to use a cliche that no doubt Ed would use in his song lyrics. I listened to this song 3 times to make this video. Yes, it was a tough 10 minutes or so. And it's hard to actually concentrate. My mind kept wandering. There's nothing in the lyrics or music to pull me in. It was really hard to keep on track. I have to read out a quote because I was just reading a little bit about this album. It's from the album Autumn Variations, which was released at the end of 2023. And it's a great couple of sentences from Rachel Averesti. Hope I pronounced your surname correctly, Rachel. She wrote in The Guardian, reviewing the album, and I love this. She says, "It's another occasion to despair at the colossal popularity of such proudly unimaginative, staunchly unoriginal, and intellectually bereft music, with dashed-off lyrics, half-assed even by Sheeran standards, and many don't even rhyme, scan, or even make basic sense." Wow. She doesn't pull her punches, Rachel, and I'm inclined to agree. Here are a few of the lyrics from American Town. Again, I can't remember them because they're so boring, so I'm reading them. I've got them written on my screen here. The rush of rushing deep into love. Isn't that genius? The rush of rushing, my friends. Wasting time is time not wasted. Oh, so clever. The repetition, wasting, wasted. Wow. I wish time would freeze. I've never heard that idea before. And lost in love and we don't want to be found. It's truly poetry to rival Baudelaire. Doesn't it remind you of the sort of live, laugh, love line of language, My God. And people who get like quotes tattooed on their arms of these cliched phrases. It just makes me want to throw up. It's insipid. It's boring. And the music matches it perfectly. Of course, it's entirely diatonic, and there's nothing wrong with that. It stays in one key. It's in the key of C. There's nothing wrong with that. I have nothing against simple music, not at all. And please don't think I'm jumping on a bandwagon. It's easy enough, isn't it, to just say, "Oh, isn't this or that pop musician boring because they write such predictable songs?" I hope I don't do that. I hope I'm not jumping on a bandwagon. These are my genuine feelings, ladies and gentlemen. It's just predictable. Really, it is. And why do so many millions of people love it? Well, of course, this music is pumped into our ears. It has a huge marketing budget. There's that to think about. If you're just constantly played these songs again and again, maybe a certain proportion of the population just ends up liking them because we've been battered into submission. Yes. Now, I'm not saying Ed is without any talent. He's obviously a pretty decent guitarist. I'll give him that. Absolutely. He can sing in tune. And, he has some musical qualities. I remember vaguely, because I haven't gone back to watch, but many years ago I saw some early videos of him performing when he was much, much younger, busking. And I think I quite liked it. I got a sense of his genuine desire to put himself across with truth, with a sense of truth and artistry. But I feel that over the years, from the tracks I've heard, because even though I've tried to avoid them, they just encroach upon your life like a sort of cancer. You just, if it happens, it's bad luck, but you can't get away from it. Quite a dark metaphor there. Anyway, over the years, I've heard more songs, and I feel like he's just writing what his fans expect him to write in a way. Again, I don't know. I don't have a portal into Ed's mind, but I don't feel like he's being a true, genuine artist. I feel like he's writing what his fans expect. He's writing what will make money. He's writing what will sell. Which, as soon as an artist starts to do that, they're in deep, deep trouble. You know, most of the time, trying to, artistic creation and the desire to make money do not go hand in hand. They are not good bedfellows, shall we say. Yes, if you're a fan of Ed, please explain why. I'd love to hear from you. But back to this song. He's talking about eating Chinese food and watching Friends. I mean, yeah. God, it's just like he's trying to do the lowest common denominator. What can I say that most people will have done or heard of? Oh, yes. People like watching Friends. People like eating Chinese food. Let's just throw them into the lyrics. And the music, even though it's simple, nothing wrong with simple, the way it's been produced, it's been overproduced. There's acoustic guitars in there. There's obviously other instruments, but it's like the edges of the sound have all been rounded. They've all been softened so as not to offend, which means it's so totally insipid. And it's like eating the world's blandest meal. It's like fast food. It's like junk food. It's like too sweet, too salty. It kind of tastes okay, but it's just bad for you. It's just bad for you. And this is musical junk food. Maybe tell you what, if you do like Ed's music, please let me know what you think his best song is, because I'm happy to give him another chance. And I should say that I'm not against changing my mind. In fact, I like having my mind changed. I'm not dogmatic about this. Send me a video of the best Ed Sheeran song. I'll listen to it. Maybe I'll change my mind. But for now, what can I say? I just feel depressed, frankly. I feel depressed that there's so much music out there which seems to be written just to please fans. It's like audience capture, the phenomenon of audience capture. If your audience sort of likes what you're doing, then you do more and more of the same to a higher degree, and then you end up almost becoming a parody of yourself, or you're not creating art you want to create. You're just pumping out the same old stuff again and again in more and more banal ways. I feel a little bit ill. I need to go and listen to something and get this out of my mind. So, what shall I look at next? Let me know on this good art, bad art theme. I've been Greg Harradine. Goodbye.